Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, it will be about the monster or the demon called pinyo. Not sure why this demon gets that name. According to the Hmong elders, pinyo looked like a monkey and a bat combined. Its body is like a monkey, but its head is like a bat. Pinyo is a shapeshifter. Usually pinyo would take on the form of a long-tailed monkey, but it can shapeshift or transform itself into anything. Our ancestors that used to hunt in the jungle of Laos often tell stories of encountering pinyo. After many encounters, our ancestors realized that pinyo don't like the smell or the pungency of chili pepper. When you encounter a pinyo, you can burn or fry raw chili pepper to ward off or repel the pinyo. Another way you can repel a pinyo is boiling urine. That's right, pinyo does not like the smells of boiled pee or urine. The Hmong elders always said when you're out hunting, you should be respectful of the jungle and its animals. When you're being respectful of the jungle, the spirit guardian of the jungle will protect you from predatory animal and evil spirits. When you encounter a pinyo and it's trying to hurt or kill you, you can call upon the spirit guardian of the jungle to protect you. However, if you have wronged the pinyo, you are on your own. The spirit guardian of the forest will not protect you. Because of this, sometimes pinyo will purposely let you shoot at it. Once you shoot at a pinyo, you are in the wrong. Pinyo can cause you harm or kill you without having to deal with the spirit guardian of the forest. This is why when you're hunting monkey, you don't just shoot at any monkey. You must make sure that the monkey you're about to shoot is actually a monkey and not a pinyo. Because oftentimes, the pinyo will blend itself with a pack of monkeys. According to the Hmong elders, pinyo have many abilities, but the most feared ability is its ability to cause bloody diarrhea. Many of the Hmong elders believe that if you start having bloody diarrhea after you've encountered a pinyo, that means the pinyo is eating your intestine without you knowing. How did the pinyo do that? The elders believe that the pinyo can eat the intestine of your soul. When that happens, you will have bloody diarrhea until you die of blood loss. Crazy, right? Let's not drag this on for too long. Let's get on with the stories. One day my brother and I went hunting in the jungle. After wandering the jungle all day, we spotted a pack of long-tailed monkeys up on the trees. Once the monkey sees us, they all jump around into other tree branches and trying to get away from my brother and I. However, there was one monkey that's bigger than the rest, and he did not go anywhere. He was just sitting there on a tree branch and appeared to be eating some fruit. My brother aimed his hunting rifle right at the monkey's chest and pulled the trigger. We watched the bigger monkey came crashing down, knocking off a few small branches. Since my younger brother was the one who shot the monkey, he gets to be the one that carried the monkey while I carry his rifle and hunting bag. My brother carries the monkey on his shoulder. The monkey's head and arms were dangling behind my brother's back. My brother was in front of me as we walked through the jungle, trying to get back to our village before dusk. As we walked through the jungle, I noticed that the monkey was blinking its eyes and its right hand was touching my brother's behind. The more I look at the monkey, the more I realize that it is not a monkey. That's when I remember what our elders said about pinyo. When I realized that it's actually a pinyo that we shot, I was thinking to myself that I need to figure something out or we're both going to die in that jungle. That's when I told my brother that I needed a break. He said he needed a break too, so we both decided to take a break. My brother put the monkey down on the ground and sat next to it. I sat down across from my brother and was pretending to wipe some dust off my hunting rifle. After we rested there for a little bit, I came up with an idea. I told my brother that we will probably have to spend the night there because we won't be able to get back to the village before dusk. I told him that I want him to help me gather some wood. I gave my brothers his hunting rifle bag, and I told him to leave everything with the monkey and come with me to pick up some wood. I just want the pinyo to think that we're just gathering woods and we'll be back. I want to do that just to buy us some time to get away from the pinyo. As my brother and I walk away, I pretended to pick up some sticks on the ground and hand it to him. As we got further and further away, that's when I told him that we need to run. I told him that the monkey he shot is not a monkey. It's a pinyo. As we tried to run out of the jungle, that's when we heard a voice calling for us to wait. I told my brother not to pay attention to the voice because it's the pinyo that's calling. We kept running as the voice continued to call for us to wait. After running for a while, we no longer hear the calling. As we stepped out of the jungle into an opening, we saw the dirt path which leads to our village. We both felt relief. As we continued walking, my brother started complaining about having abdominal pain and discomfort. He told me that he felt like he needs to do number 2. Since we no longer hear the pinyo calling for us to wait, I told him to go behind the tree and hurry up. My brother then went behind a tree to do his business. After a while, he started calling for me. I went behind the tree and saw him just sitting there on the ground. He pointed his finger to a puddle of blood. He told me that he's pooping out nothing but blood. His face was already pale from the loss of blood. He told me that he can no longer go, and he felt dizzy whenever he tries to stand up. I told him to climb onto my back and I'll carry him to the village. As I carry my brother on my back, I can feel his blood running down my behind onto my legs. At first, when I tried to talk to him, he was still responding. After a while, he stopped responding. I set him down onto the ground and realized that he was already gone. I told him to stay there. Even though he's already gone, I told him to stay there, and I'll be back with some family members to help me take him back to the village. I left my brother on the side of the dirt path as I ran back to the village. By dusk, I got back to the village, and I informed the villagers and my family of what happened during our hunting trip. It was already dark, so everyone said no matter what, my brother's already gone, so we'll go back to retrieve his body in the morning. The next morning, we were able to retrieve my brother's body back to the village for a funeral. One day, my friend Lou and I decided to go squirrel hunting. I want to teach my 8-year-old son how to hunt small games, so I decided to bring him along. That day, we were able to bag a few squirrels. Before nightfall, we gathered some wood and start a fire between 2 logs. We decided to cook some squirrel meat for dinner that night. As we were having dinner, we start planning for our hunt the next day. After dinner, my son was tired, so he lies down on the ground next to me and fell asleep. Lou was sitting on the log across from me. As we were having a conversation into the night, we heard footsteps coming towards us. We looked at the direction where we hear the footsteps, and we saw an old man walking towards us. He carried a little bag with him. When he got to where we are, he asked what we were cooking because it smelled so good. We told him that we cooked some squirrels for dinner earlier, but we still have some leftover. Lou invited him to join us. The old man then sat next to Lou and put the little bag he was carrying behind the log. Lou gives the old man some leftover dinner. As the old man was eating some squirrel meat, he said that he was out hunting all day too, but he didn't manage to kill any animals. However, he said that he did bring some sausage from home. The old man reached behind the log and took out a piece of sausage from the bag. He gave a piece to Lou and told Lou to try it. The old man handed me a piece of sausage too, but I told him that I ate too much earlier and I'm still full. The old man and Lou start eating the sausage together from the bag behind the log. I noticed that every time they eat a new piece of sausage, Lou's face got more and more pale until Lou fell face first onto the ground. Bloods were coming out of his pants. At this point, I know that the old man is a pinyo. And I know that they were not really eating sausage. They were actually eating Lou's intestine. Pinyo are known to have the ability to eat your intestines without you knowing. The old man looked at me and his eyes were glowing red. He told me that he's still hungry and he wants to eat my little goat. He's referring to my son. I told him that that's fine if he wants to eat my little goat. But goat meat have a very strong smell. I told him that we should add more flavors to neutralize the smells of goat meat. The old man agreed, so I threw some ginger, lemongrass, and raw chili pepper into the fire, and I told the old man to wait until the flavors are mildly cooked. As the fire burns into the raw chili peppers, the old man started coughing and sneezing. He wasn't able to tolerate the smells of burning chili peppers. Then he told me that he needs to go do number 2 and he'll be back. As he stepped away into the dark, the area where we're at starting to get windy. Being able to change the weather is also an ability of the pinyo demon. I can hear like tree branch snapping and falling all around us. My son woke up and asked me how come it's so windy. I know that we haven't done anything wrong while we were hunting that day. We also haven't done anything wrong to the pinyo demon, so I start praying and calling for the spirit guardian of the forest to help us. As the wind continues to blow in the area where we stay, my son and I heard a cry of a small child. As the cry got louder and louder, the wind dies down. Once the crying of a small child stopped, the jungle was completely silent. I believe that the crying was the spirit guardian of the forest. All night I keep adding woods into the fire until the sun rises the next day. After sunrise, my son and I went back to the village to gather more men to help us carry Lou back for a proper burial.